everyone, Shroomraver here, and welcome to a new series on the channel. I've been excited to do this for a little while, and the time seemed right. So welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Omega Ruby DnDLocke Campaign 2. Yes, indeed. You may remember a little while ago, I did one of these, and I wanted to do another one, and I finally got a computer that can handle it, and it seemed like the right time to get stuck in. So, please feel free to join me as we go through Omega Ruby with the DnDLocke. Yes, indeed, it is time. So, this is going to be kind of like a little session 0 thing. You'll notice on the screen that we are already sort of in the game. I needed to do that for a couple of reasons. Firstly, we've all seen the beginning of Pokemon games. We know how it is. It takes a bit of time. But also, I needed to get the innards of the game fully set up so that it would be working fine. I needed to check that everything was going well. So we are going to start our journey in the back of a moving truck. So, this is, as I say, a DnDLocke. So, what exactly is that as we get out of our little van? Well, it is sort of a play on the theme of your common or garden Nuzlocke. We all know what the rules are to that. I'm not going to go through explaining that. But a few years ago, two of my favourite people from one of my favourite D&D channels, those being Rhiannon Frost and Tom Hazel from Yogscast's own High Rollers, they did this thing on stream called they were calling a DnDLocke, which is combining two of my favourite things, Pokémon and Dungeons and Dragons. So I thought, I need to get in on this. I'm absolutely going to. So I made a few of my own rules to edit the format, and this is what it's going to be. So what we are doing is a kind of a Nuzlocke thing in this region that you can only catch one Pokemon per route, all that good stuff, but we are not using the Pokemon we catch on those routes. Instead, any Pokemon we catch is traded in for something else. We're going to be running through Omega Ruby with 14 Pokemon, one for each playable class in the game of Dungeons and Dragons. And we'll be hatching them. We can use the Pokemon we catch per route to unlock a new Pokemon to use. There are other things we can use those Pokemon for. One of those being evolutions. We have to cash in a caught Pokemon to evolve one of ours, or the death saving throws. And that is what you'll see the just below me actually, the two dice on screen. The D12 is going to be used to determine which of the Pokemon we get from our eggs in the box to use as our party members. The D20 is going to be used for these death saving throws. Now, as you all know, in a Nuzlocke, if your Pokemon dies, it is considered dead. But because we're only using 14 Pokemon, that seems a little bit unfair. So we're going to be using death saving throws. So if a Pokemon of ours faints, we can cash in a death saving throw Pokemon caught token to try and bring it back, and that is what that orange D20 dice is for. We roll death saving throws to see if we can bring them back. You roll that D20, 10 or above is a success, 9 or below is a failure. You need to get 3 successes to bring our Pokemon back to life. So, let's get into the game. Let's set the time. What time is it now? It is... Oh, is it going to automatically set it? That would be lovely. Yes, it is. Fantastic. New room, very nice, and we're moved in. We need to check everything's on our desk. I forget if we actually get anything off of this. It's been a while since I've played Omega Ruby. Can we take a nap? Is that something I can do? No, we can sit down. But yes, that is pretty much what we're going with on this. As you know, I did one of these runs in Heart Gold a little while ago, but with new mods, I originally wanted to do it on this game, but my computer wasn't strong enough to run this game and this emulator. So we're just going to try and get through this and get into this game as quickly as possible. Like I say, Pokemon and D&D are two of my favourite pastimes, and I've loved combining them. So that's what we're doing. Maybe I'll be sort of chatting about my D&D experiences throughout this run. The Pokemon in the wild are not going to be randomized. The Pokemon that our opponents have, they are going to be randomized. Can we go through here yet? No, we cannot. Oh, we have to go and see what's-the-face, don't we, first? Like I say, it's been a long old time since I've played this game. So yes, let's see. Yes, I'm the next door neighbour. Oh, can I change this? Normal, fast. Battle style needs to be on set. Makes it a bit harder. I also love that we can run from the start on this. The one thing I don't have is a speed up button. And there's a few, you'll notice there was a little, the audio got a little jumpy there. But we'll see how it runs. Hello, new friend. New rival, I suppose. What up? Yeah. I'm the hero of this campaign. I suppose technically I'm the Dungeon Master. I'm controlling the players. That's not really what a Dungeon Master does. But yes, we don't really need to talk to you that much. Just be on your way. We're here to play the game. Off you go. Off you go. Go away. Leave us alone. Now I'm going to just double check and see that everything is in my bag at the time. Yes. So, you'll notice down the bottom of the screen there are 14 blanked out or silhouetted Pokemon. That's going to be our party. Some of them do need items for evolution, but it's notoriously difficult to get evolutionary items in Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, so I've got them there. I've also got a bunch of rare candies because I'm going to try and level up my new Pokemon that I choose to the level of the Pokemon I catch instead. So that's what that's all there for. Just want to be fully clear on what we're doing. Doesn't really matter who we choose as our starter because they are going to be cashed in. What up, little kid? Oh no. This is going to be where we really see how well this game can run. It's getting a little jumpy. Birch, what are you doing? You're a professor. Come on now. He's going to give us our first quest. How exciting. Yeah, volume's a little bit dodge. What do I... Will they have this? I'm not sure if my rival is going to carry through this Pokemon to the end of the game. And eventually they are, of course, going to get Megas. So now we need to determine what Mega do I want them to have. I think, if anything, I'm going to prefer them to have the Mega... Swampert? Sceptile? I don't want them having this guy. Who am I going to choose? Who's going to be the best thing? I think I want them to have the Swampy. I'm going to choose the Torchic. And they'll have the Mega Swampert if they keep carrying through their Megas. Ooh, it's frozen. Well, there was always a chance that the emulator would run a little bit dodgily. But that's okay. That's going to be okay. It's going to be fine. We'll be okay. Easy win. Very nice. Like I say, I don't have a speed up button. So this is just going to have to go at the speed it goes, unfortunately. So Torchic goes to level... not level 6, but it will be. Yeah, you were jumped. You're going to me a quest? You're going to let me do some stuff? Off we go. Let's have a chat in his lab. I have my tea here. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Okay. Come on, brother. With your weird square head. Yep, we got the Torchic. So I guess that's nice. Yes, we will be nicknaming these. We're just going to call them token because they're tokens to cash in for other things. All the rules, by the way, are going to be down in the description below. I'll make sure they're there so you can follow along and not get too confused if you're not like a D&D person. Which I know not everyone is. But it is my favourite game, one of my favourite pastimes. I'm currently involved in, oh blimey, 3 campaigns as well as running my own. So I've got a lot going on with D&D. I play a wide variety of classes and characters. I've nearly used every single playable class in campaigns. There's only like one, or I think there's only one I'm missing. We're going to get Torchic up to level something. Level 6. We'll get Torchic up to level 6. Or maybe 7, who can say. And hopefully, if I've done this right, then there will be eggs in the box. But we've got to talk to this guy first. He's going to explain some stuff to us. Yeah. We've all played this game before, dude. We know what it's all about. Yes, that's the mart. At least he gives us some stuff, so that's nice. And over here, we have that. Okay, off you go. Off your toggle. Now, the Nuzlocke officially does not start until we get Pokeballs, which I don't think we have a chance of getting yet. I'm just going to double check and see if everything is in here that it should be. Fingers crossed. It's worked. So, here we have our 14 Pokemon. Playable, 14 classes in Dungeons & Dragons. We have Artificer, Barbarian, Bard, Blood Hunter, which actually now can have the full name, Cleric, Druid, Fighter, Monk, Paladin, Ranger, Rogue, Sorcerer. By the way, you are a neutral nature. Warlock, and Wizard. Now, you'll know, as I said, that we're going to roll that d12 to determine who we're cashing in our tokens for. There are 14 playable classes, but Artificer and Blood Hunter were added later, so for now we're just going to remove them from the list because we are going to immediately cash in our Torchic, which means we get to roll this d12 over here. We're going to roll that. Whatever one it lands on will be which one of these we pick as our official starter for this run. So I'm going to roll that right now. Survey says it is 1, which is Barbarian. So we're going to put the Barbarian in here. Like I say, I don't have a speed up button, so we're going to have to hatch this egg. This is going to take a little bit of time, so I'm going to cut back. We're on about 13.5 minutes of recording. I'm going to cut back when this egg is hatching, and we'll see what our official starter is going to be for this run. So I'll see you in a bit. No, I'm not, because I've got instant hatching on. This is brilliant. Perfect. So, first Pokemon, our starter for the DnDLocke Campaign 2 is going to be Snubbull. Yes, I decided on Snubbull for my Barbarian. Evolving into Granbull. Granbull is very underrated, I think. I think it's an underrated mon, especially since it got the ooh, not Bay. Especially since it got the Fairy typing. It's actually rather good. Now, some of these Pokemon will have egg moves, just to help us out a little bit. So let's take a look at our Barbarian, our Snubbull. As you can see, Intimidate, Adamant Nature, Tackle, Charm, Ice Fang, and Close Combat are the moves I decided to give our Snubbull here. So those are its sort of starting moves. We're going to get this thing leveled up to 6. And then we can essentially continue with the game. So let's do that real quick. Level 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Awesome. So, our first Pokemon is with us. Let's go and put Torchic in the box. And we have our first Pokemon, Snubbull the Barbarian. Or Barbarian the Snubbull, I should say. So yeah, that's our first mon. Very excited. I don't get to use Snubbull or Granbull very much. So now, we probably want to get a little bit of training on this guy. As I said, I don't think we can actually get Pokeballs just yet. I'm going to double check. No, we can't. That's fine. That's okay. It just means that the Nuzlocke has not officially started yet. So let's test out our new Pokemon in battle, shall we? Let's test out Barbarian. I went with Snubbull for the Barbarian because, yeah, it looks angry. And I'm trying to use different Pokemon than I used in the last run. I just think that's going to be more fun. I think there's one Pokemon that's the same, but there's a good reason for that, which we'll get into at another point. I'm just going to go for Tackle here. Huge. And some points. Actually, do you know what? I think Snubbull's going to be good enough to take on our dear opponent here, so let's do it. Let's take on our quote-unquote rival and see what she's cooking with. This will be a good chance to see if she actually has the starter that she would have been given normally. Like I say, I have trainer Pokemon randomized. I don't know if that's going to count for this one. And it looks like it's, at least for this battle, not going to. So in comes Mudkip. Realistically, I should have had her start with Trico, actually, shouldn't I? That would have been better. Oh well. Live and learn. I'm just going to start up with Tackle, which does good damage. Water Gun, how much are you doing? Not much at all. This should be an easy enough win. That's going to do nothing because of Intimidate. This is actually a really good mon to have starting. I'm going to go for the close combat. Huge. Down goes the Mudkip. First big win for our boy. Will we level up? No, we won't. Unfortunately. But that's okay. So, we're healed up. I think we have to go back now because she's going to take us back to the lab. And I believe that is where the Nuzlocke itself is going to properly start. So let's go and do that. Barbarian was actually the second class I ever used in a campaign. The first class I ever used was Wizard, which was a terrible idea. Never do that. If you're starting D&D, never start with Wizard. It's the most confusing class. I did because I didn't know any better. But it's actually kind of fun because in the last DnDLocke, Wizard was my starting Pokemon. That was our Miss Drevis at the time, which was interesting. And now we start with the Barbarian. Yeah, I used the Barbarian. It was the second thing I ever used as a Barbarian. He was a big hulking brute who didn't have much brains. But that's fine. This one is going to be probably a lot more effective. I didn't use that Barbarian for long, I'll be honest. I'm hoping that we can get to level 7 before we head to the lab. So I'm just going to try and get that level up. And that'll put us in good stead. Easy Barbarian kills. Like, these Zigzagoons are not going to be a threat to us in the slightest. I am just going to make sure this thing goes down to close combat. Yeah, I'm excited to use Gramble. I'm really hoping that it lasts a long time. Last time we took our starter all the way through and it survived the entire game, which is one of the first times that's ever happened. We want to learn Bite. Oh yes, we want to learn Bite. Don't need Charm, because we already have Intimidate. But we'll absolutely take Bite. Eventually, hopefully, we'll get Plate Rough. That is a little ways away. I didn't want to start with that as like a starting move. But I think we have to go in here now. Yep, here we go. What's up, friends, with your, again, weird square face? Yeah, I beat May. She has a pretty long history of training already with her level 5 Mudkip. Pokédex. Nice. Doopy-doopy-doo. Yes, yes, yes. We don't... Ah. Pokeballs are in. The run has started. So, we have 2 encounters before we start moving on to the next, like, big route. Do I have to talk to my mother? Yes, I do have to talk to my mother. Okay, that's fine. Hello, Mother. I'm going on an adventure. You can't stop me. Yes, that's nice. I can come home whenever I want. Off you go, Mother. Get the weird, like, stilted turnaround and wave animations that happen. Okay, let's go. Oh my god. What now? Fuck off, mate. What is this? Oh, now I have a bottom screen. Okay. Well, it doesn't matter about that particularly because we're not going to be using the Pokemon we catch, but we are going to be trying to catch them. Oh, and then... Oh, lagged a little bit there. This is where we talk about sneaking up on things. Yep. Oh, well, rip that, I guess. It doesn't matter. We're just going to catch a Pokemon here and see what we get. Survey says it is a Wurmple, which, again, who cares? It's just going to be traded in. And this is going to be now the point where I start having to determine what I want to trade things in for. Because as I said, I can do three things. I can either do a new Pokemon, an evolution, or a death saving throw. And it's very important to have enough of all of them. Otherwise, we can't do certain things. Now, this should be an easy catch. Very nice. Of course, death saving throws are kind of useless if you don't have a Pokemon to save. So here's Wurmple. That's all very fun. Yes, we will nickname you Token. I also hope the volume levels are fine. If they're not, I'll have to fix them by the next video that we do. So now I'm going to go up here and catch another thing on Route 103. Kind of hoping it's a bit of a higher level than 2. If it is, we'll trade it in for a new Pokemon immediately. It's Poochyena, which should not be a threat to us in the slightest, once again. Okay, it's level 3. It's not great. But it'll do for now. Let's grab this. I think what I will do, I'll probably trade this guy in for a new Pokemon and the Wurmple in for a death saving throw. I think that's probably the wisest thing to do. Just so we can get a little bit more in terms of levels on the Pokemon we trade in for. So let's name this Token again. See that word a lot as this run goes. Cool. So now we can go and trade some stuff in, and that is exactly what we are going to do. Let's go in here. I'm going to run a little test. Okay, the hotkey for the keyboard doesn't work on speeding up, so I definitely don't have any speed up. We're going to be taking our time with this one. Right. Firstly, we're going to move Artificer back in. Artificer was the first new class added, so now we have another 12 to run with. We have our Barbarian. We have these guys as well. I'm going to, well, actually first, let's do some box organizing. I'm missing the touchpad. Wish I had it. Okay, you know what? It's not going to do what I want. So that's the party. This will be our tokens. So that's where the Pokemon we catch that are yet to be cashed in will be. This one will be our death saves. What's happening? There we go. Death saves. Next along will be our evolutions. Sorry, it's taking a little bit of a while, but it's okay. So, first things first. You go into tokens. You'll probably end up being a death save. I don't have to determine that right now. And you, my little Poochiana, you're going to be our second party member. So, let's roll that dice, that red D12, and see what we're working with. It's another 1, which is Artificer. Fun fact, that was also the first new Pokemon after our starter we got in our first playthrough. So we are going to drop you in. You were level 3. So we're going to have Artificer, and we're going to see exactly what that is going to hatch into. Let's see. Let's take this journey together. Artificer hatching into 3, 2, 1. Magnemite. Yeah, I went with Magnemite. Last time around I went with Rotom, which is the perfect one for Artificer. Magnemite seemed like the next best thing to go with. Just for like the typing, the thematics of it. Having a Steel type really early on is actually going to be really good. So I'm going to get you up to level 3. And then we'll take a look at you. Only level 3, bit unfortunate, but that's okay. So, Artificer is our Magnemite. Let's have a look. Modest nature, it has tackle, and it has hidden power. That's a move I gave it. I don't remember what kind of hidden power it is, actually. It might be ice. We have sturdy, which is very nice too. I'm going to try and get a couple of levels on this guy. This could be a risk, but we are going to hop off to the next route. I'm going to see if I can buy some potions. I think that's going to be useful. Give me potions. Oh, I have 11 potions in my bag? Oh, sick. That guy gave us so many. That's awesome. Alright, never mind. Now we get to go out this way and see what's in the wide, wide world. Oh, there's Wingull. Now, this is where things get interesting. We're nearly at the end of our recording time. I'm going to go to our first battle. Now, hopefully, if this has worked, this will be randomized. So I guess we're going to find out if it is or not. Youngster Calvin has a Swinub. Okay, it is definitely randomized. It is definitely randomized. That's not a great matchup for old Artificer here. But I can go into Barbarian, who should be able to deal with it just fine. Get the Intimidate. This thing has no special attack anyway. And we should be able to just bop it with a CC. Yeah, this should be easy. Gonna go straight for the CC. Down goes Swinub. Very nice. First victory. Huge. Massive. Monumental. Enormous. All those things. And Artificer level 4. I'm really hoping for like Thundershock soon. I think I gave it Hidden Power Ice. I haven't when I genned in these eggs, I didn't give them like perfect IVs all down the line. I randomized them to a decent extent. I think if I gave anything Hidden Power, it will be a specific one. So I will have just amended the EVs much in that way. I'm going to catch a Pokemon here. And then we'll end off the episode. So let's see what we're going to get. It is a Seedot. These things have Bide. Ugh, it's only level 2. That's not great. Let's catch it. Either way. Oh, it just straight up gets out. Seedot. My boy. In the ball, please. You have a box to go and live in for the rest of your life. For real, though? Can you please stay in the ball? Why is Seedot so hard to catch? This is unbelievable. It's level 2. Wow, okay. I worry if it is hidden power ice, it's just going to kill this thing. Oh, it's gone for bide again. Okay, that did nothing. Can I please catch this thing? Doesn't seem like it should be this hard, you know? Am I missing something here? Is C-Dot really that difficult to catch? I'm running through all my Pokeballs. This is ridiculous. Stay in the ball. Stay in the ball. Thank you. Was that so hard? Pfft. Ridiculous. Come on, C-Dot, you're better than this. Good. Okay, well, that is, once I nickname this thing, I'll go through my sort of ending wrap-up. That is going to wrap things up from our first episode as I rename this thing to Token. But yeah, that is going to wrap things up from our very first episode of the second campaign of the DnDLocke. So thank you all very much for joining me and watching. Do hope that you're enjoying so far. I'm going to box this guy. I'm going to heal up. Next time we'll try and make it all the way to Petalburg City. I think that seems like a good idea. Our first major sort of town. Well, major town seems a bit far-fetched given that it's just Petalburg City. But yes, we're going to get there. There'll be some more encounters. I can start building up my set of encounters in the box. You now actually can go back up here. And then you little weirdo, you can live in there. I'm going to stick on the tokens box for now. We have our first 2 Pokemon. Very exciting stuff. But yes, like I say, I am... Oop, get out of there. I'm going to get out of here and wrap up. So, yes. Hopefully, this will be a very regular series going alongside a bunch of new content I've got planned, which is very exciting. It's an exciting time to be on the Shroomraver channel. But yes, I'm getting out of here. I've rambled on for far too long. So, my final thank you to you all for watching. And I guess with that, I will see you next time. Laters.